The Rawsome Vegan Gal today, and I have an important topic to share with you, another healthy topic, living topic. It's actually about stuff that is harmful to you, so beware that this is going to really get to the heart of the matter about your food consumption and about poisons in animal food. So just sharing this with you, an article from the magazine called Healing Our World. And if you've never seen this magazine before, it's a magazine that's put out by Hippocrates Health Institute located in West Palm Beach, Florida. And this is their latest issue on recovery. It talks about people who have recovered from various illnesses. And I will have a link to their website below, and you can get their magazine for free. And they'll ship it to you for free. And also, if you have a place where you could distribute them, they will ship you boxes of them for free. Like, it doesn't cost you anything, and neither does the magazine. It's just a way of them sharing information that they can educate the public, how they can take care of themselves and really live a healthy life. So the article that I took out from one of their previous issues on green foods was about 5 major poisons that are inherent in animal foods, and this was written by John A. McDougall, MD. So if you want to find more information, I'm sure he has a website online. So let's see, the 5 major poisons. This talks about protein, fat, cholesterol, methionine, which is a sulfur-containing amino acid, and dietary acids, are all superabundant in animal foods and poisoning nearly everyone who follow the standard Western diet, or what I call the S.A.D diet, which stands for Standard American Diet, which I discussed in a previous video. Most people can't fathom this because it takes 4 more decades of consumption before you can actually see problems like disabilities or disfigurement from these toxins. So this fools people to think that they can go on eating the way they're eating. So what happens is you know, if, for example, they would eat certain foods and they'd cause them immediate paralysis or pains or stuff like that, they probably would give up those foods right away, but they don't. And so there's also poisoning from other things as well, like tobacco and alcohol. Again, same theory. If one package of cigarettes followed by a week on a respirator and then a coma, no one would do this. But it doesn't happen. That's the problem. The difference defining the failure to take long overdue actions is that the dangers from tobacco and alcohol use are universally known and accepted, whereas almost everyone considers red meat, poultry, eggs, and dairy products necessary parts of a healthy diet, and that is 100% false. And I've been vegan for 20 years, and I can attest to that. It's not necessary. You can get your nutrients. You have to be aware of how to and what foods to eat, and make sure that you're getting the right things. And in some cases, supplementation may be necessary, but you need to definitely consult with someone. And the most important thing I would say before embarking on a change in your food intake is that get all your blood work done. I mean, get extensive blood work done. Don't just get the regular stuff. Get everything. You know, your vitamin D levels, your B12 levels, something called C-reactive protein and homocysteine, which has a lot to do with the function of your cardiovascular heart, and that is a better indicator for heart problems than is your cholesterol, and you know, and especially inflammation in the body. The other thing to be aware of, and I will do another video more in detail on this, is about gluten. Gluten actually is really, really intolerable to pretty much everyone's body. And it causes a lot of harm because it leaks, those poisons leak out from our gut, and they go any place they choose to. They can go to the brain and cause, you know, God forbid, a stroke, or they can go to the heart and cause a heart attack, and they can go anywhere, liver, kidneys, you name it. So I will talk about that more another time, but I want to continue on with this important subject. So, the sellers of animal foods for human consumption join customers with the marketing strategy. So each industry tries to make its merchandise stand apart from their others, and they use different types of advertising and say that calcium brings to mind milk and cheese and etc., and that eggs and beef are the best source of high quality protein. And this is highly sensationalized, are often plentiful in basic plant foods. Is that what they're talking about? There is no real nutritional advantage to choosing red meat, poultry, eggs, and dairy products with an especially high density of one particular nutrient. Ironically, milk and cheese are iron deficient, and red meat, poultry, and eggs contain almost no calcium. So there you go. They really don't have any benefit. Focusing on the abundance of an individual nutrient accomplishes an even more insidious marketing goal. It diverts the consumer and oftentimes the professional dietitian attention away from the harmful effects on the human body of consuming all kinds of animal foods. So, in that case, is don't focus on just one nutrient. You need to focus on the whole package. So, each food, a lot of times they'll say we can extract such and such from turmeric and it has some kind of a benefit, but eat the whole food. That's where you're going to really get the best nutrients. That's important to know. So, animal foods, be they from a cow, pig, or chicken, muscle, to the ovum of a bird, are all so similar in their nutritional makeup and their impact on human health that they should be considered as the same. In order to avoid the confusion created by the marketing strategy of unique positioning, quote, as it says here, let's look at different types of animal products mixed together to make one food and compare them to their antithesis, starches. If you blend together red meat, chicken, eggs, and cheese, which most Americans do 3 or more times a day in their stomach, the end mixture would be a highly acidic. The end product, would be a highly acidic mixture of mostly protein, fat, and water. Each individual food has contributed a similar amount of each component, whereas a blend of various starches, beans, rice, potatoes, and sweet potatoes would produce an opposite in composition. Okay, so the 5 overloads from animal foods that poison us. This is where we really want to get to the heart of the matter while we still have some time left. So the 5 overloads from animal foods that poison us. So they're protein, fat, cholesterol, sulfur-containing amino acids, and dietary acids. So those are the 5 things. Poison us when consumed in amounts that exceed the body's metabolic capabilities to detoxify and eliminate the excesses. So compared to proper human diet, which is based on starches, animal foods burden us with 3 times more protein, 15 times more fat, greater than 100 times more cholesterol. That's big. 4 times more methionine, and at least 10 times more dietary acids. So everything that's in those food components are harmful because they exceed anything our body really needs. And when you go beyond that, your body has to try to balance it. And when it tries to balance it, certain things are going to break down. Furthermore, the toxic effects of these poisons are interactive. For example, excess of protein, methionine, and dietary acids work together to destroy the bones. Excess of dietary fat and cholesterol combine their deleterious effects to damage the arteries. That's atherosclerosis. And promote cancer. And next, we're going to talk about protein overload. Once your protein needs are met, then the excess must be eliminated from your body, primarily by your liver and kidneys. You notice that an overload of protein by a strong smell of urea in your body, sweat, and urine. So that's a good thing to notice. Too much protein, you'll smell, it'll have that urine-type smell. The work of eliminating excess protein takes a toll even on healthy people. On average, 25% of kidney function is lost over a lifetime of 70 years from consuming the high animal protein Western diet. For people who already have damaged livers and kidneys, consuming excess protein will speed up the process that leads to complete organ failure. Excess protein damages the bones. Doubling the dietary intake of protein increases the loss of calcium into the urine by 50%. That's big. Fostering the development of osteoporosis and kidney stones. So you can see from here that really isn't helpful. Lipotoxicity, which is fat overload. The most recent report on the epidemic of obesity in the U.S. as of 2007 and 8 was 33.8% of adults obese, with 68% of all adults overweight. Dietary fats are almost effortlessly stored in your body fat when consumed in excess. Dietary fats also result in a surplus of fat stored in your liver, heart, and muscles. Therefore, overaccumulation leads to insulin resistance and contributes to other health problems like heart disease, strokes, and type 2 diabetes. So as you can see, it doesn't sound very good. The extra pounds you carry around cause damage to the joints of your lower extremities. So that's osteoarthritis. So look what we're already saying. I haven't told you that much, and already we're having almost every kind of ailment you could think of. Excess fat in your diet and on your body alters your cellular metabolism, promoting cancers by many other already discovered mechanisms. Cholesterol overload. Cholesterol is only found in animal products. Again, broccoli and cauliflower and kale do not have cholesterol. Okay, they may have some fat, but they don't have cholesterol. As an animal, you make all the cholesterol you need. Unfortunately, your capacity to eliminate is limited to a little more than the amount you make. As a result, the cholesterol added by eating animal foods accumulates in your body parts, including your skin, tendons, and arteries. Cholesterol deposited in your arteries is a major contributor to vascular disease of your heart and brain. Cholesterol also facilitates cancer development. Next, sulfur toxicity. Overconsumption of sulfur-containing amino acids, for example, methionine, will cause you many unwelcome problems. Most notably, sulfur stinks, like rotten eggs, causing halitosis, body odor, and noxious flatulence. So there you go for amino acids. Methionine is metabolized into homocysteine, a risk factor for heart attacks, strokes, peripheral vascular disease, venous thrombosis, dementia, Alzheimer's, and depression. So that's something I'm recommended that you test for when you get your blood work done, especially if you're going to change to eat a plant-based food. Okay, sulfur feeds cancerous tumors and is known to be toxic to the tissues of the intestine. Sulfur-containing amino acids are metabolized into sulfuric acid, one of the most potent acids found in nature, and that's something you don't want in your body. So there you go. All these things, these sulfur-containing amino acids, which is all in animal foods, are going to cause you all these problems. So think about if you are already dealing with problems like this, like bad breath, like horrible body odor, smell, rotten egg smell around you, then that's a sign that it's really bad. I mean, not really bad that it can't change, but that it's something that you should think about because the body's giving you signs that you need to change. Acid overload. After ingestion, your body must neutralize the overabundance of endogenous dietary acids in the animal foods you eat. Your bones are the primary buffering system of your body. They counteract these dietary acids by releasing alkaline materials, such as sodium, carbonate, citrate. Thereby the bones dissolve. Acids from animal foods also raise cortisol. Cortisol is the steroid levels in your body. An excess of steroids is another mechanism for further bone loss. The net result from this chronic acid poisoning is kidney stones and osteoporosis. So because your body's trying to buffer itself when you give it too much acid, that's why you also lose your calcium, especially from your bones and your teeth. They get brittle, your teeth fall out, your joints start to bend and they don't straighten out. That's because you have too much acid in your body. And finally, detoxifying with a starch-based diet. So the way to change all this, there is a way. So don't fret not, because there is always a way to change. Our bodies are a self-healing mechanism if we take care of them properly. Simply by making the right food choices, you will immediately, yes, you will see changes. You will feel differently right away if you really take to this. Relieve yourself from the burden of the 5 dietary poisons inherently found in animal foods. At the same time, you will be reducing your intake of pesticides, antibiotics, and other toxic chemicals found in high concentration in most animal foods. You will also be adding generous amounts of complex carbohydrates, dietary fiber, alkaline substances, and a healthy balance of vitamins, minerals, and essential phytochemicals to your body. And finally, you'll be avoiding exposure to animal-borne infectious microbes, such as bacteria, viruses, parasites, and prions. That can cause acute and deadly illnesses. So therefore, what's the whole message of this? Avoid all these poisons by eliminating animal foods. Try it one day at a time. Try it one meal at a time. Do what you can. But definitely, the idea is bring more plant-based foods into your eating habits and eliminate the animal foods, because they really, the nutritional value you get from them is really not good compared to the harm that they cause you. As you can see, I read just about, I don't know how many different types of things are it's going to be problematic for your body. And I know this is quote unquote a lot to digest. There's a lot of information here, so you may want to listen to this a few times because I shared with you a lot in this article that was written. So I hope that you will now see the light, so to speak, and start making changes for yourself, because you will see a healthy glow to your skin and your face, and you'll feel really good, and you'll have more energy, and you can do more things that maybe you weren't able to do before. And even if you're able to breathe better at first, or your heart rate goes down, different things that you didn't expect to ever see a change with, and you see the change then. And definitely pass on the information. Let other people know that there are options out there. And I want to thank you for watching. This is the Rawesome Vegan Gal.